Well, it's a sweet thing that they came to protect the animals.
Yeah.
Adding a felony and 2 more misdemeanors to her list of animal cruelty charges.
You were there at the beginning of the Pam Polejewski case. What was it like for you the first time that you went out there and decided to get involved?
I got involved because she was supposed to have 20 chihuahuas out there, and I was assisting my friend in chihuahua rescue.
What in the world is a chihuahua rescue, Pam?
And the thing that's, and I wouldn't mind working with rescue groups, but certainly come forward and be credible and say, hi, I'm so-and-so from the Why would they need Christian Cornelius out there from the Humane Society?
Because she's a chihuahua rescuer.
I mean, again, it just isn't credible. It just is.
I got involved because she was supposed to have 20 chihuahuas out there, and I was assisting my friend in chihuahua rescue. So we went out there to take these small dogs that were supposed to be there, and then we couldn't find any of them, and so we took some of the mamas and the babies, and then that's how we got the ball rolling.
What kind of ball did they get rolling?
Yeah, it's called overturning dressers and ripping doors off hinges.
Looking for little baby. That don't sound like a
yeah,
ball
looking,
to me.
And yeah, she's out there with a rescue. Why would she have to be there if she's out there with a rescue group?
Overturning dressers.
Yeah.
So you didn't know that you were going to find all of these other big dogs when you went out?
We had a pretty comprehensive inventory list from when these dogs were evaluated by the local trainers. That's how we knew there were supposed to be some smaller dogs. So we were aware that there would be a lot of border collies, healers, Australian shepherds, that sort of thing. So.
Okay. And the chihuahuas?
No clue.
Okay.
Just not there when we went there.
Okay. So then you went out and you saw that there were all these dogs, and I mean, give me a rough estimate. How many dogs are we talking about?
It was hard to say. They were running loose. There were some penned up in different locations. The list that we had said she had about 140 dogs.
140 dogs.
But there were not that many there when we got there.
Okay.
Saying I had dogs running loose. I mean, is that crazy behavior? If you have dogs out being exercised, and some are in kennels and some are being exercised. Those dogs aren't running away.
Myself, I do not tie up my dog. I do not keep them in a cage.
Right.
They don't even stay in the house. They are to be taught to stay in the yard.
Right.
They go so far out, and I bring them back. I mean.
So they're making this already sound crazy. It's like, well, she had some in kennels and she had some running loose. Well, yeah, we have, just because you don't want dogs breeding or you don't want dogs fighting, you have those that you exercise.
Well, yeah,
and then
you have to
and then
keep
you put in for
control of.
safety. Exactly.
I mean, geez.
But they're already acting like that's abnormal behavior. She's like, well, they're not acclimated. Those dogs were all deemed 100% adoptable. So right there, that's all fallacy. That's
Okay, so none of them were in bad enough shape, behavioral speaking, that you couldn't deal with them.
I don't believe so.
Why, if they weren't in bad enough shape, why did you take the dogs away?
exactly. And to think what those dogs went through to get rounded up, how they rounded them up with, I mean, it's in the paper. I've got the picture. They're muzzled. They've got ropes tied around their muzzles. They were chased all over. They were shot at. It's disgusting. And yet those dogs showed up with no behavioral issues. That's pretty amazing.
We had a couple that were a lot more shy and that needed a lot more work. And those were the ones that were sent to rescue groups that know how to deal with breed-specific issues. Sometimes border collies can be very timid, so we had some very timid border collies that went to rescue. Okay. And they'll have the time and the people with the expertise to deal with that, to bring them out of their shelves and find them a really great home at the end.
Okay, well, let's...
Pam, I got a question for you. They're going to find them a really great home in the end. Okay, I got two questions for you. One, could have people come to your property and taken them, and could they have had another home outside of your property?
Excellent question. Excellent. I don't understand why she had to lead the crusade as a Chihuahua rescuer.
Yeah.
Why didn't a Chihuahua rescuer come to me and say, Pam, look, we're from this organization. Do you have Chihuahuas out here? Would you be interested in letting us help you place them? Or could we take maybe 5 at the time, and place them. Why exactly? Why would you have this process where they come in, throw me on my hands and knees, chase these dogs around, chase them with guns, tranquilizer guns, herd them into a barn like that, and then say, we shipped them here, shipped them there? And is there any way that can be verified? Did those dogs actually go to rescue groups?
I was going to ask that too.
I mean, that's a big question in my mind.
And so would you have let someone come on your property, and would you have let someone else like myself come in, hey, I want a dog, and take care of the dog?
We said that from day one. We would have welcomed any rescue organization out there.
Or even single person?
Or just a single person, a family.
We were doing that pretty much, Barb. I mean, we got calls from the community. We helped a lot of people find dogs. I mean, we helped a lot. We probably adopted 1,000 dogs out.
Like that.
We have letters came from all over the United States. People took dogs out to Oregon, Colorado, and they would send us Christmas cards. We had tons of letters as far as people that were very happy with the dog. We would most definitely welcome that. We did not need this in between. For what? What constructive purpose did that serve?
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys can give me some insight into that, I would appreciate it.
My next question is, she said some of the dogs were adopted out of those dogs. What happened to some of the other dogs that weren't adopted out?
Well, we've heard the horror stories. We drafted a lot of letters to the county attorneys. We said, okay, since you guys said we couldn't do this, the county attorneys have no adoption program. Humane Society has no jurisdiction in a rural environment. So we wrote a letter and we said, okay, if those dogs are truly better off without us or where they're at, just share that with us. I mean, put our minds to rest, and we can live with that. If you found Bobby or Bandit or Beaver or any of the dogs a really good home, I mean, share that, and I can sleep at night. Nothing. There is no accountability for the money that they said they needed to house these dogs in a barn like that. There's no accountability for if you ask them, where did these dogs go? Oh, they were adopted out.
Oh, so every single dog they got from you, they got adopted out.
That is what they say, but we've heard the other reports. We've heard there was many dog fights down there. Well, look at how they're housed in a little pen, and there's chicken wire run on the top. Well, these are athletic, big, powerful. Some of these dogs are pretty good size. They're going to clear that in a heartbeat. I mean, that's not going to confine. You got a bunch of male dogs in there. So there was numerous dog fights. We know that Bandy had his eyes and his neck ripped out. He was euthanized. The night watchman made comments to people down at the barn. There was many dog fights. We also heard they placed Porky. He's a big, powerful dog, stands about this high. On our farm, you can read here, it says, do not place with any other dogs. He's just a big, powerful dog. Well, she adopted that dog into a home with a Doberman Pinscher, which makes sense to me, since I don't know what I'm doing. But she placed the dog in a home with a Doberman Pinscher. Porky got into a fight with that dog and killed it. And then they hauled Porky off and killed him.
Oh,
so these stories go on and on and on.
And you had warned them not to put that dog with other dogs, but they didn't listen to you because you're too crazy.
And don't know what I'm doing.
Don't know what you're doing.
But we wouldn't have placed Porky.
And now Porky is
dead. So he's a lot better off than where he was.
What is the deal with Rottweilers? I mean, you think Rottweiler, you think guard dog?
You know, that I would say you could make any dog vicious. Some of the meanest dogs I've ever seen have been, breeds other than Rottweilers, Dobermans, German Shepherds. Okay. This is quite frankly one of the sweetest dogs I've ever met in my life.
And his name is
DJ. Oh, yep.
We had his big time.
So you're so mean and abusive to the dogs. This is a sweetie. This is a good dog.
And that was a good one too.
And the other one was Cutie Pie, and she's the sweetest dog she's ever met. And this one's a sweet dog. But they all came from crazy owner.